when this came through, like I kind of knew like this was gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah.
Like this footage, we're showing the whole thing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little hard to stomach at the end here, but just give me the drum roll.
Okay.
Give me the drum roll.
Number one,
the 2023 Mag 5 winner is. All right,
Does this
so
thing need to be lower? What's the...
do you hear the little wang that does there?
that's fantastic. It sounds like we're a percussion section.
No, it sounds like we're going to do yoga.
Yeah, like the tuning forks.
It sounds like a gong.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Hit us, buddy.
welcome everybody. You've heard our sing-along tunes here. We got chimes and bells and whistles and everything. But today is it's going to be a fun podcast because we've been getting a lot of people reaching out about the Mag 5. And we're not going to get to the Mag 5 until the end of the podcast because we want you guys to stick around for the whole thing. But
The old bait and switch.
I was going to say, he's giving away our secrets.
So the Mag 5, though, we started this last year, and basically it's the top 5 videos submitted in while using our product, filming with a cell phone, with a smartphone.
We did a lot better job this year of letting people know that's a thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the submissions, 22 versus 23, I mean, exponential growth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nate and I just spent a good deal of time going through all
We
this.
reviewed every single one. So I guess first and foremost, if you did submit something and you're listening to this, thank you.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed looking through them. There were a lot of you kind of get cultured watching those. You know
I
what I mean?
agree. Mm-hmm.
You can see oh, this is a little touch of Texas. Oh, this is a little you can feel the flavor of
That's
each
down
video.
south, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But so we're all this being said, we've picked and selected 1 through 5, the Mag 5, in order. So number 1 is our favorite, going down number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 1, we're gonna ask if that person or individual will come on the podcast at some point.
Yeah.
Tell us the story of the hunt. Share the story with the listeners. I don't know if that's going to happen because we haven't reached out to them yet.
Yeah.
But we're going to try. We're gonna give it a good shot. We have their information, and we're going to reach out. We're going to reveal that today. But first, before we get to that, we're going to do an ATA quick recap, and also want to introduce Trav. Trav, why don't you introduce yourself?
I introduce myself. Hi, I'm Media Trav, and you've already seen my face if you follow the podcast because I had to apologize for how badly I screwed up Alex Rua's podcast. So if you've seen that, then you've seen me in this exact same position. If you haven't seen that, then good. Actually, no, if you haven't seen that, you need to because the Alex Rua podcast was really good. Yeah, I think you guys would agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Trav's been on the team now for a handful of months, and he's our media coordinator. And basically everything media related kind of goes through him.
Yep.
His fingers are on it, touching it, all over it. It stinks of Trav.
Yeah.
It stinks of Trav, which is not a very hard proposition to get to, you know?
Yeah. I guess. Speak for yourself.
It helps keep us in line too because we've taken on a lot of roles with the growth of the company and having somebody that can just head up the branding and the media and make sure what we're doing is consistent. We needed it.
Yeah.
So you'll be seeing more Trav.
100%. And we're going to I think we'll do another podcast at some point where we dive a little bit deeper and get the nitty gritty. But
The nitty gritty.
for time's sake, Trav's here because he was at ATA. He's going to kind of give his input too. And it's, we did a truck pod on the way down, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gave it here's what we're kind of thinking about what's going to happen. And did we post that only on YouTube?
Yeah, that would have been just YouTube.
Just YouTube. So if you want to catch the pre-ATA, go to YouTube, check that out. But yeah, what did you guys think of ATA? Every year it's kind of like a reset, right? You get through the hunting season, everybody has the holiday deal, everybody does Christmas, Thanksgiving, and then you kind of have that little slow period, and there's the new year. And then it's like all the hunting seasons kind of come to an end. There's late season stuff for sure, but for the most part, everything's wrapping up, New Year's resolutions, But like from a company standpoint and like a product standpoint, you start going to these shows, right? Typically the ATA, you'll have a bunch of companies that release new products. You'll see new bows come out. You'll see sales from last year's bow. They go up on sale and get a discount. But like in general, that's like the hard reset for me and mentally in the last couple of years. Like, okay, ATA show, like it's time to start the year. Like it all resets. But going into that, what'd you guys think? Tell me about it.
I think it was interesting because it was our second year, like as a company ever doing the show. So you and I, excuse me, as business owners, like it was a new place. We're a year deeper into the journey of growing this business. So I was kind of curious, like, how was it going to be different? How was it going to be similar? Mm-hmm. I think being in St. Louis was definitely different. I think the overall show, the footprint was a little bit smaller. But we went bigger on the booth size. We released a handful of products. So, and all in all, I think it was a massive success. But I think it's cool. It'll be cool for us to reflect, you and I, and then at the same exact time, Trav being, relatively new to the industry, new to bow hunting, and then going to that for the first time. Like his first was our second. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I thought it was good. New location this year. Last year, Indianapolis. This year, St. Louis. I wasn't impressed with St. Louis.
Yeah.
I wasn't really either, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we had some interesting stories.
And it's not because there was a lot of buzz within the industry amongst vendors, manufacturers, I'll say. Just people in the industry. There was a lot of buzz about the ATA show moving down there, and it was more negative than positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think your comment isn't necessarily like a direct critique of the ATA specifically,
Not at
like
all.
More like the host city.
No. Yeah, we're members of the ATA, and we pay them a lot of money. We like them. We're fans of the ATA.
Yeah.
Don't get that twisted.
Hear that, ATA?
Yeah.
We like you guys.
we think that's a very important piece of the industry and like in archery. Honestly,
it's a big part of our business model to go there and roll
100%.
out new products. But
all that being said, though, like I wasn't really impressed with
the
St.
city,
Louis
for sure. I agree.
It was like. But wasn't that one of the places that was all over the news with like rioting and et cetera,
Wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I think
like
it was.
during the whole
like the looting
Floyd
and all
thing,
that stuff.
George Floyd. Wasn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, I thought that might have been a result of that. Like, I don't want to give specific examples, but we had people in the streets kind of like following us at certain times. There was just like, there's a level.
Fighting in the streets outside Trav's window, like in the middle of the night.
There's just a level of like, I don't know. There's just a level of this is not a
It didn't
great
feel
spot.
real safe at times.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to take your wife and kids there.
No.
Right. You're not. Yeah.
Even though we kind of
did
that. Yeah. Anyway, so that was one thing that really stood out to me, honestly. But in terms of like the show, you can't help but to hear what people say because we've only been doing this a little while.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
So like we see this is the second year now, and it shrunk just a tiny bit from last year, I would say. But the people who've been going for a decade, they're like, oh, it's nothing
It used to be 3 to 4 times the size.
Yeah, like it used to be giant, and like it's so that. Coming from your perspective, Trav, this is the first year. That's probably the biggest archery trade show you've ever seen.
I've never been to an archery trade show before. So the only archery trade show I've ever seen.
So it's the biggest.
It's the biggest by default. It was, I would agree with the statements about St. Louis. Sorry, Joe, if you watch this. My buddy lives there, and he thinks it's the greatest city it's ever been made. But overall, it felt a little unsafe on the street side of it. But inside the show, I think the thing that struck me, and we talked about this as a group as well, was you guys said that last year you came in as almost complete unknowns, and this year we had a lot of people coming up to the booth who either already know you guys either through social media or through actually like having met you last year, but then also a lot of people that would come by and we would lead off with like, have you ever seen this before? And they're like, oh yeah. No, I saw you guys on insert social media here.
Yeah.
A lot of TikTok. A lot of TikTok.
Wild.
Surprisingly.
It almost frustrates me that that's the case.
Right?
Like, I mean, it doesn't. Like, it means we're doing our job, but
It
it's
means
like
that we're doing our job.
TikTok. Like, how many people are on? We've sold a lot of product because of TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's wild. But I had the same thought. Like, we had people stopping us at dinner, like, "Hey, that's the Painted Arrow guys,"
Yeah.
and I'm like,
from some big brands too that were like, "Hey, I know you guys."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh."
And like a year ago, I mean, still seemingly we're nobody, but to have people recognize us was a little odd to me.
Yeah, just when you say recognize, I think the product more
sure.
so than
Yeah.
us.
For sure. Yeah, they're not necessarily like
They're like, oh yeah, I know the bow mount, the magnet.
But like they'd see the brand, right? Like they'd see Painted Arrow on your shirt and be like, oh,
Painted
like
Arrow,
that.
you guys are the phone mount guys.
Right.
And then most of those guys that would lead with that would then say, I've got a great shot of, which is funny because we're leading into Mag 5 submissions and how many people I told after they show me their shots, like, hey, you should submit this because it could actually do something for you.
Yeah.
Lots of really good footage. And honestly, for a media guy like me, that's like freaking just candy.
yeah.
I'm like, yes, give me. Because it was just great proof of concept
For sure.
within our product. Like,
Yeah.
The other thing I got a lot too, or I guess a handful of times, was like, hey, have you ever seen our stuff before? And they'd be like,
exactly. Yeah. I had a lot of
they'd
those
show
too.
you the plate on the back of their phone.
They'd
and it's
slap
like,
it onto
oh,
something.
like,
Yeah.
what do you think about the product?
It's
And
like
then-
it's like a tattoo. Yeah.
Which
is.
it's funny because like
It's like a tramp stamp.
we kind of said
I
like,
got it. Yeah, I got it too. Yeah.
your business card's on my phone.
Yeah.
But that was a really unique thing, and it's cool that because literally a year ago that was just not the case. It was Nate and I with a backdrop and 2 cocktail tables.
Yeah,
And
little
we're
10
like,
by
hey,
10.
we're Painted Arrow.
Yeah.
And so like 1 year later to even have any traction like that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about from like a product standpoint? I mean, we had some time to go around. Did you guys see anything that other manufacturers brought out that like really caught your eye in terms of new product?
To be honest, I didn't make it around with like I mean, our buddy over at Rec Broadheads, I really like his broadhead.
Yeah.
But that's because we got to go over there and get like a deep dive on it. That's really the only thing I spent any real time with.
Yeah.
Everything else, walking by, like, oh, that's the whatever booth, but I didn't really dive into any specific products because I was just so laser focused on what we were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I saw some sticks, but that's like nothing new.
The trophy line sticks, though, those
Yeah.
looked clean, very streamlined, very packable. The way that the feet on the stick nest made it so that the sticks, I don't know, they're very packable. They're very compact when they're all nested together, which is really, I did see that.
Yeah. We listened to somebody who reached out to us from EXO Mountain Gear.
Yep.
And he did a podcast on some of the new products that they had seen, and I started listening to that because we didn't really get an opportunity, like kind of like you said, we didn't get to go around and like shop, if you will, and really get the deep dives about all the new things, et cetera, et cetera. But I would really like to see more companies doing that within the archery industry. There's not a lot of there's just not a lot of innovation, Like in terms of like never seen that before. Mm-hmm. It's typically a reinvention of something you've already seen.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A stick is a stick, a platform is a platform. There might be slight design changes, and those are cool. But like, when's the last time you just saw something you never saw before?
It's funny. I was listening to something yesterday. I think it was a snippet of the Working Class Bowhunter podcast, and they had one of the dudes from Dialed on there. And he was saying something kind of along the lines of what you were saying, where it doesn't seem like even his opinion was in the sight category, there wasn't a lot of innovation. It was just kind of people redoing the same thing. Yeah. And he said when we started Dialed, our goal was to make it like this super sexy looking sight that didn't look like it looked like a consistent piece of the bow. And as somebody who doesn't shoot that sight, but just from the outside looking in, like I get what they're trying to do. Like I feel like the product they're offering looks like, all the different colorways they offer to match the color match of the bow and that kind of thing. It looks
Smart.
It's differentiated from other sites on the market. So
and this kind of was intended, but like that's something that we're real passionate about here at this table is like making things that have never really been like just new things,
solving problems,
innovating.
Yeah,
exactly. Creating what do we say? Creative solutions for complex problems.
That's what we do.
So you look at some of the things that we came out with this year, like mobile mag strap. Never seen that.
Yeah.
Something as simple as the Go Mag.
Yeah.
Like the Go Mag. It's a really simple handheld with a thread on it to mount on a tripod. Never seen that.
Yep.
Our arm, the new arm that we
That's
came
cool.
out with, the entire Elite kit, that if you don't know what that is, it's basically taking our Mag Pro arm, and it's now a very adjustable, highly versatile self-filming tool once you put our fluid head on it.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people who have been filming for a long time, we got that specific feedback, was like, man, that's unique.
Yeah, I've never seen that before, literally.
Yeah, like that's cool. Like when's that going to be available? Like that was very, I liked hearing that.
Yeah, we got real good feedback on that mobile mag strap.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people wanted to take that thing home.
Yeah.
They're
That's
like,
sick.
so
Can I buy that off the tree?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna sell that, right? It's like, well, we hadn't really
Yeah.
thought about it, but I mean, yeah, sure. We
off the tree. Yeah.
we got rid of all of them except for the one that was sitting in the. We had it in the featured items, or what was it? The new.
Feature new product.
Yeah, in the featured new product area, and we would have gotten rid of that one too had it not been that we forgot that it was sitting. In that
until it was time to
place.
go get it.
Yeah.
I think too, like the other reason doing shows is so interesting is because people's feedback often, it often gives you a different way to look at the product than what you might have intended.
Right.
So like the mobile mag, for instance, for us in our testing has been this tool as saddle hunters, like we're throwing our phone right up on it because it's right there. And then it just comes off that and it goes onto our Mag Pro. But there were a ton of people who don't saddle hunt that are super stoked on that product to put a 360 camera GoPro on it.
Yep.
Like I had so many people be like, oh, I'm not going to use my phone for that, but do you have a way that I can mount my GoPro on it? And then it's like,
Sure enough.
and they're like, oh, dude, that's sick.
Yep.
And so like, not necessarily the main use case that we designed it for, but it's something that a lot of people are going to use it for.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like interesting, like when you get different people's perspectives.
Yeah.
I just love what we're doing. Like I'm already wanting to like talk about products
stuff.
3, 4, 5, and 6,
Yeah.
like that we've already like, you know what I mean?
Concept.
Yeah.
It's just so fun to do what we're doing and innovate, and people like, I don't know, sounds crazy, but people use it, you know? People actually use the products.
Yep.
You get the feedback at the shows, and that's for you, Trav. Like that was what I was really excited for you to see. It's rewarding.
It is. Yeah.
It is rewarding to hear people talk about your product in a positive light and like, man, it's changed the way that I've done X, Y, and Z, and it's really helped me, and I've gotten to see my kids, you know, deer that he shot, the first one ever. Like those things are truly what stick with you.
Yep.
And we're only going to be going to more shows, so I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to recap.
I got one more thing.
Go for it.
The prayer breakfast.
How could we forget that?
Yeah.
So it was heavy, but we sponsored, Painted Arrow sponsored a table, and I think next year we'll do a much better job of either inviting people or being intentional with the tickets that we give away so that we're filling those spots. But we sponsored a table at this prayer breakfast, and some of the stories and the testimonies that were given at that breakfast were just so moving. And I think the thing that hit me hard, like a ton of bricks at the end of it, the gentleman that closed it out, basically before he closed it out, he had everybody, you know, close their eyes. And if you were wanting to give your life to Christ in that moment and you hadn't already done that, you could raise your hand with everybody's eyes closed, and it was a private moment between you and that gentleman. And so him thanking the sponsors of the event and saying, you know, with your help, we brought 7 or 8 people, whatever it was.
It was 7. Yeah.
7 people were saved that day. That was so moving and rewarding for me personally, to hear that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we've been very, I would say, relatively outspoken about, you know, God is the center of what we do, and we're going to keep him at the center of what we do. But that was just so, like, that was beyond rewarding of all the things that we've done, that we were involved in something that day that meant 7 people, 8 people, whatever it was, found Jesus.
Yeah.
And that was just, it was so moving to me.
Yeah. So as a quick recap, so Chris Ham was the one who really spearheads this. He's got a couple of nonprofits, one for veterans, and this is something that he does at the ATA show specifically. So he reaches out to different manufacturers. They'll sponsor a table. People come to the breakfast, so it pays for obviously the food, the area that we're renting out, the backdrops, everything that is needed to do this event. And 3 people were lined up to come and share their testimony. One was I can't remember their names. One was a ex-professional pitcher in the MLB.
Yep.
One had an amazing story about his daughter who actually got hit
Struck by lightning.
with a bolt of lightning while he and his daughter were hunting
And a ground blind.
and a ground blind. Unbelievable. That was how they led that one off, and that was heavy immediately.
Yeah.
And then what was the last gentleman? Oh yeah, the guy who closed it out was basically talking about his mom and how he, had the opportunity within his life to basically
Bring her to Christ.
to Christ, and then she had died, and it was a very. He was the gentleman who gave basically the sermon at the end, and did a really good job.
Yeah,
I wish
I
I
was
remember
impressed.
his name.
Yeah, I can't
These
remember
guys
his
are
name
all
either.
important people, and I feel bad we can't remember
And
their names.
Chris Ham, just for context for listeners, Chris Ham, who you mentioned, he's the owner of HHA, the site company, and then he has the nonprofit HHA USA or something like that.
Yep.
And I can just say, like, we will be involved every single year
Yeah.
in some capacity because it was just so gratifying and rewarding for me.
Yeah. It was. It's not easy to share your testimony, especially in a big sense like that. Like I think a couple of guys even mentioned that. Like I've shared this with some people, but a lot of this I ain't never talked about, especially on this scale where there's a couple thousand people there.
And it just causes you to look at the rest of the show in a different light. I mean, we made some connections that, without looking at them in that light, with Christ, like freshly in your heart, fresh out of the prayer breakfast. Like, I don't know. I just think it changed the show for me.
Yeah, it was amazing. Oh man, where was I going? So
That's the ATA wrap up, but I couldn't forget about that.
That was the ATA wrap up. So I wanted to mention, if you're listening, now we're going to be going to consumer shows for the rest of the year. So this is more of a, kind of industry only type event,
Retail
talking
specific,
to retailers, talking to people who own shops, things like that across the country, and are members of the ATA. But going forward, we're going to be going to Great American Outdoor Show, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We're going to be then turning it around, heading down to Nashville for the NWTF show, which is going to be a banger. Then we're going to the Iowa Deer Classic in Des Moines, Iowa.
Another banger.
Then we're going to be going to, there's 2 open season shows. It's like a branded show, and there's one in Columbus, Ohio, and then there's one in the Wisconsin Dells. And on top of that, we're going to be doing a couple total archery challenges.
Yep.
So giddy up.
Yeah.
I need sleep now.
It's unbelievable how it's rewarding, it's exhausting, it's travel, it's time away from home, it's so much wrapped into like these events. So if you're listening, you hear us talking right now, and you're interested in the products or just want to meet us, that's the places to do it.
Come see us.
That is the best place to do it. You can get a full-on one-on-one with somebody sitting at one of these tables, or somebody who's going to be helping us along the way. It's a big show schedule, but I'm telling you, it is awesome for us to be able to meet you guys and talk about, oh man, I had this idea, or I tried this. It's like, it's a time to get together throughout the year, hear the hunting stories, and we want you to do that. So I wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
Anything on top of that?
How cool is it when somebody shows you a video on their phone from using the product, a video that they wouldn't otherwise have?
Yeah.
Right? Like most of the people that are showing you videos are people that weren't filming their hunts. They're not using this as a second and third angle. They're showing you a video they would not have, a memory they would not be able to show you.
Yep.
So cool.
And it's like such a part of the culture, like hunting culture is a big part of it is sharing the community that comes with telling your stories.
Oh yeah.
Like stories are what connect people, and we're giving another tool for people to share their connection with others. Like it's cool that it's not just like, I think a lot of people get the misconception that this is like a bragging thing.
Right.
Like, yeah, check out what I just shot. Like, okay, like I'm sure there's a small percentage of people that are doing that, but for most people it's your family members. It's your uncle that's like, you wouldn't believe what I shot on Grandpa's property. And to have that ability to then take that and go so many places with it. Also, a lot of people that talked even about how the ease of use of taking something that's literally like we pitch it is, you're probably taking your best camera into the woods with you. You take the footage and it's there on your camera that you can literally just share it out.
It's easy, yeah.
It's so easy. It takes that level, that threshold of difficulty, and just takes it right down to where almost anyone can use it, which is, one of the reasons why when we move on to Mag 5 here, we had like 50 videos that we had to sort through is because the threshold is low, and now we get to share in someone else's story in a small way, and that's really cool.
It is super cool. The Mag 5, it's going to be... I'm really excited because we kind of know the top 5, and they're all excellent. So
Really good.
without further ado, let's get into the Mag 5.
Let's do it.
Hey everybody, quick interruption. Hopefully you're enjoying the podcast. I wanted to quickly show you a new product. This is the Trad Pro. This is the world's first magnetic smartphone mount for your traditional bow. So if you're a trad bow hunter, this is a very cool option to take your phone, throw it on there, start filming, go check it out. Enjoy the show. All right, everybody, we are back to review the top 5 videos submitted of the year. This is the Mag 5. It's a play on words. Mag as in magnetic.
Oh.
See, you get it. You take both of those words. That's why we call it the Mag 5. Trav just went down to run the computer. He's going to be showing the videos so you guys can watch them as we talk through them.
Trav's our Jamie.
Yeah, he's our Jamie. So that's why he's not sitting there anymore. Now, this is we're going to start with number 5.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start with number 5. So again, if you're listening and you're mentioned on this podcast, you won something. Okay, that's the positive thing. Like you're going to get something out of it.
Yep.
It's going to be a product thing. So you have that. But number 1, and I think we might even do number 2. We might like reach out to them because I don't know if both of them or one of them or maybe not at all. But we're going to reach out to the number 1 and number 2, and we're going to ask that you would, if you would want to come and sit in this chair right here.
Yeah.
Be on the show, on the production scene here, and like tell us the story. Like we want to hear the nitty gritty. We'll call it a Mag 5.
Yeah, that's the second time you've said that phrase.
What do you want? Oh, not the Mag 5. We'll call it the That One Hunt.
Yeah, that
we'll
one
call
hunt.
it That One Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So without further ado, can we get a drum roll, anybody? Number 5 with a big bull elk, Tice Miller. So here we go. Let's review this. Tice Miller, if you're listening, you won. You just won $1 million. No, you haven't. Anyway, number 5, Tice Miller, bull elk, running the Mag Pro. I'm not sure what cell phone you have, but it looks
nice.
If we want to hit play here,
it's crispy. Here we go.
I want to walk through this. So the first thing I notice is there's like a giant.
He's like
bed.
in a bed. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
That's thick in there.
I'm not sure where he's at, but it kind of gives me like there's lots of aspens around, so it's like Colorado would be my guess.
Mm.
Behind some trees here.
Yeah.
There's rubs all over.
Ooh. So, like you said, I don't know what phone he has. I don't know what bow he's shooting, but he's got his Mag Pro set up right.
And he's filming correctly.
Yeah. He's got his Mag Pro set up right. The shock in the film was very minimal. He was using lighted knocks. He followed the bull after, excellent.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
So some of the things that we should probably say that we were looking at.
All that.
Yeah, we were looking for that.
What he just said, that.
All those things.
But I think a lot of it wasn't necessarily like the quality of the trophy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
exactly.
wasn't, we weren't looking at that at all, really.
No.
We were more looking at like, did you have the product set up right? Obviously, you had to be using a cell phone, right? Mm-hmm. You obviously, like, the natural human eye wants to know what happens after the shot. Like, oh, what happened? So there's a lot of people that submitted videos that maybe shot a really good animal or et cetera, et cetera. Footage was good, but maybe they just dropped their arm.
Yeah.
And it was hard to give those people the opportunity to be on the Mag 5 when there's some people that have just perfected it. You can tell they've practiced. You can tell they set it up correctly, and they actually listen to some of the things that we say. So that being said,
it just makes for a.
Let's watch that one more time.
Yeah. Let's watch it one more time.
But yeah, like you can see Tice, if you're out there listening, like it looks like you're hunting hard, right? I mean, you're out in a thick bedding area. There's lots of scrapes around. You're calling to this bull. He's coming in right towards you.
Yeah.
He hears you coming in to get a little bit more, and you're full draw patient. You
Bam!
got a little window.
Smacked him. I think you see him go down at the end of this, don't you?
Yeah, Tice starts freaking out, I'm pretty sure.
Right there, just went down. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
Heck
Dang.
yeah,
Celebrating.
dude. Congratulations, brother.
Congratulations, that was amazing.
You know what? I'm also what we forgot to do is also, we have a photo submission, like as part of that form. I'm going to go back through before I edit this. And also if we've got a photo of the actual,
Animal.
the animal after, I'm going to put that up with it. Cause I think that
100%.
Heck yeah.
we all want to see that, right? I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see what the thing actually looked like. It was kind
Definitely.
of half hidden by aspens.
Yeah.
We'll flash it at the end.
Cool.
Number 4?
4.
Number 4 in the 2023 Mag 5 submission. Number 4 winner is Eddie Smith.
Eddie Smith
Eddie.
with the Kansas.
This was a cool one.
This is a Kansas buck. Eddie Kansas buck.
So
Right
hold
off the
on,
bat
rewind
there.
that once.
Yeah.
So you can
Looks
see
like
there was
some
a doe in the
CRP there.
frame running away.
That usually means something's coming.
Here he comes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Heck yeah. Whacked him.
tracks it great.
Yeah,
That's an excellent video.
excellent. He's tucked into some it looks like
Oh yeah, I
And
forgot
then
we get the recovery video.
He's got the recovery in here. Props to you for that.
This thing is a monster.
Hell, that's a good one there.
Ah, look at that thing.
Look at that.
so this was Kansas, is that what they said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it says.
Look at the brows.
Dude, what a cool.
Congratulations. Heck yeah.
It looks way bigger than that.
Look at that thing. Ooh-wee.
One more time. Let's watch it one more time.
Jeez. Okay. Here we go.
So the thing that I noticed is when this buck comes in, he almost immediately finds Eddie in the tree.
Yeah.
And
It
so
comes
he's already luckily full draw, but it's oh, there he is.
Oh,
Wait a second. Oh,
waxed
yeah.
him. Just waxed him. This looks like there's a little CRP, not a lot of leaves left on the trees.
Yeah, he's probably sticking out pretty good. That tree doesn't look huge.
Let's go, dude. Oh my.
He's got all the boys there for the recovery.
Which is honestly one of the most fun
That's
parts.
the best part, yeah.
Yeah, everybody's just geeked out about the deer. That's
Dude.
Dude, I dig this.
Yeah.
Looking at videos, this is awesome.
yeah, this is great.
This deer is gonna be in the 50s, dude.
Look at the brows.
Look at the brows on that one. Heck yeah.
That looks way bigger than that video looks. Yeah.
Man.
See, do you hear him?
That's way bigger than that
buck's
video look.
way bigger than that video looks.
Yeah.
Talking about the Mag Pro footage.
I love that.
Those guys went and reviewed that shot before they went in.
Oh, yeah.
Let's watch it one more time. I want to see the shot one more time
Yeah,
because they came back in at dark.
He was slightly, I noticed the shot. He was slightly quartered too because he picked him out of the tree, like you said. And he still shot right behind the shoulder, it looked like.
That doe's getting out of there not because he's spooked, but because of that buck.
Yeah. See, he's quartered.
Quartered
And
to
then right there behind the shoulder.
He puts it right where he needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he puts it.
But
right where
it probably hit. I would have to imagine maybe liver offside.
it probably went
Or
out
even maybe a touch back
slightly on the
farther.
touch
Depending
back.
on how, yeah, it's hard to tell how quarter he was, but heck yeah. Sweet buck.
It kind of looks like they're in almost like a river drainage
Yeah, like a little,
in the offside of a field.
Mm-hmm.
Like just kind of where all that water drains down. He's going slow-mo with it.
I wonder if those are cedars.
See, that right there, people can see this, right?
No, they won't be able to see this, but I can make it happen.
Basically, when you slow-mo the footage, anytime you get a Mag Pro
Look,
footage.
he clears that shoulder. He clears that shoulder right before the, look at the front. You see that?
Yeah, right before it pops.
Right before it hits him, he clears that front shoulder.
Incredible shot, man. You put that right where you needed to.
Sweet.
That's beautiful.
That deer could not have
Congratulations.
gone far. Yeah, that deer could not have gone far.
Yep.
So that's number 4. You're a winner. Eddie Smith.
Number 3.
Congrats, Eddie. Oh, yeah.
All right, so give me a drum roll for number 3. 2023 Mag 5 number 3 winner is Carter Dennison.
Carter.
Listen. Here we go. Here he is. Oh yeah, this one's good. This one's good.
Yeah, this one you're looking at the buck in front of him,
Not realizing that there's one standing in the shrubs.
over in the thicket there.
The cool thing about the mag pros, you can tell a lot about a person's demeanor based on how much that arrow's shaking.
You're not wrong.
You got ice in your veins?
And this guy's got ice in his veins.
100%. Yeah.
He's locked and loaded. He's like, I've done this before. It looks like a, like a South Alabama type setting.
It looks southern. I'd be interested to hear where it was, but it's definitely like a drainage or a bottom of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
River bottom.
So yeah, there's this buck. It looks like maybe like a 2-year-old kind of milling around. Maybe he's bigger than 2.
I don't know. Hard to tell.
Hard to tell. Looks like a 6-point.
Here comes Big Daddy, though.
And then all of a sudden, there's a little flicker over there. He draws.
You're like, oh, there's another.
Yeah.
You got to remember, too, the Mag Pro can be, like, that might be 26 yards, 20, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be closer. It might be 22 yards.
That deer's quartering 2 pretty good. And so he's full draw for 10 seconds already. Deer's got his head down. He's still being patient.
Waxed him. Just
Puts it
waxed
real tight to the shoulder. And
Excellent
does a
job following
great
it.
job filming.
Then he zooms in.
Zooms.
Fantastic job.
Look at that. Look at that pop out on the far
Heck
side.
yeah.
He starts stumbling, if I remember right here.
Yep.
Yep, kind of just, oh, crap. He's like, I got something in me. He tumbles down right there, I think. Okay, go back to the shot one more time.
Yeah. You want me to come in kind of halfway into this?
Yep, come into
All
it.
right.
So here, that deer's kind of behind some brush a little bit. And he was lucky that that other deer was looking away. Because when he draws, he does a clear to the sky.
Yeah.
It makes a big
Slow
amount
draw.
of movement, and just everything worked out really well for him.
Sorry, I probably should have pushed just a little.
No, it's just good.
A little closer.
I like watching it twice.
Here he comes. He's starting to mosey out.
As soon as he starts moving, he draws.
Yep. Probably.
Yeah.
So let's count. So right,
Oof.
1, 2,
Takes his time, yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Beautiful.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's very good patience.
Mhm.
That guy's done that before. He's a hunter. He is a hunter.
Congratulations.
Like you can
Yeah.
tell. Like I felt like he was really
He
calm.
was controlling the moment.
I felt like he did a really good job in the moment right there.
He's being a good predator.
Yeah. Like he did a
Absolutely.
really good job. He didn't freak out after. Look at how steady that video was at long distance.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
true.
felt
I
like
didn't
he-
think about that.
He was
Yeah.
very
It's
calm.
He was
crazy.
just, he's not like breathing crazy heavy in the background, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I bet you that guy's a killer.
Yeah.
Really good job, Carter. Love the video. Appreciate you submitting that. Really enjoyed watching that.
Number 2.
Number 2, 2023 Mag 5 submission. This one is a good one. Kayla Beaudry.
Kayla.
I think you might have
Butchered.
butchered the name, but
Bodri.
dude, this is nuts to me. This one is nuts to me.
Yeah, so this is.
It's got to be Beaudry, right?
Beaudry.
Bodry?
Oh yeah, I said.
Kayla Bodry? I don't know.
I don't know where we are,
Kayla,
but
we're
it's
sorry.
somewhere
that.
nice.
Look at how
Dude.
clear that footage is.
know.
And look at, she's on the side of a mountain. She's looking down
Just
into like, it's like
tracking. This is cool. That's nuts. To
so
me.
he heard her draw.
Yep.
And there's a good
He's
amount.
still like what? Not even 10 yards away?
8 or 9 yards.
Tops. Yeah.
Golly.
And that bull looks back. She's at full
he
draw.
checks 2 or 3 times. Yeah, we should count how long she holds draw, man. She held for a hot second.
I will.
Oh, there's
yeah.
a tree right in her way. It
I
looks
know.
like. Does
He's just waiting
Does he
for it
clear
to-
that little tree a little bit?
He
Yeah, he
does,
does.
yeah.
She's patient.
She's patient. And
She's
she's not
doing
shaking at
really-
all. Look at her.
She shoots just like there's a small window. He takes a couple of steps.
Look at him still checking back. He's like, huh,
Mm-hmm.
you don't look right.
Yeah, that bull was like. Yeah, we got to count the seconds on this one too. I
Yeah, she's been holding for a while.
think. Over 25 seconds, I think.
I think she might even be longer than that, dude.
And she didn't like try to lean out around the tree.
No,
she
didn't.
just took her time.
She must be in. I wonder what's to her right there. She might be up against rocks.
We're going to have to count. I wish I would have counted the
I'll
oh,
look
here he
at-
goes. Whack!
Yeah.
Got him.
Woo! All right, wait.
Awesome
I'm
footage.
running that back, and I want to see.
Yeah, that is
This
like
is-
that is like a potentially once in a lifetime like
Encounter.
Like that
All
was
right,
really
so that
cool.
was at.
He walks
140.
by her at like not even yards, but
120.
feet.
Yeah, so you
Right there. He's
She-
he's like 6 feet from her.
Not even, dude.
Not even.
So right now, where do we at?
That was 25 seconds.
Okay.
At 25 seconds, and then she releases at. She held for over a minute.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
For over a minute. 131, 132, 133, 134. Holy junk. No wonder she released so quickly when he stepped out.
Whack!
Dude, that's 142. She
So-
went from 25 to
a
142.
minute 20.
Woo! Can you imagine? She wasn't shaking at all either.
So that's a minute and
20.
is it a minute?
18
Yeah, a
maybe.
minute 20 basically.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Good job.
Minute 17.
I mean, that's
That's
again.
impressive.
I was very impressed. Like you can see that, like very
just
calm.
patient. Yeah.
That's amazing. I would be interested to know.
Awesome encounter too.
I'd be interested to know the cell phone being used there because it looked like it was
clear.
4K.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crystal clear.
Yeah.
Really good job.
Yeah, I had to go through all this footage for our show reel that we used.
Yeah,
and this
Kayla, you're on our
was-
show reel.
Kayla is on our show reel. She had the clearest footage by far.
Yeah.
Which I think is a combination of phone, but it's also like lighting conditions. You can see how nice. Just
Yeah.
man, talk about beautiful scenery, guys. We're getting to go elk hunting this next year.
Yeah. That's what we dream of right there.
That's what we dream
That's what
of.
everybody dreams of right there.
Ooh-wee. All right. Next
Number one.
So I gotta. Maybe I won't say anything yet, but okay, go. Just give me the drum roll.
Okay.
Give me the drum roll.
Number one.
Number one, the 2023 Mag 5 winner is Dustin Vinoff.
Dustin Vinoff.
I think that's how you say it. Vinoff.
Dustin?
Dustin.
Dustin.
Vinoff.
Vinoff.
I'm sorry if I mispronounced that.
Come on, man.
Butchered it. Okay, so when this came through,
Are you want me to start this thing, or you want me to?
yeah, go ahead. It takes a
Okay.
second to get going. But when this came through, like I kind of knew like this was gonna be hard to be.
yeah.
Like this footage. We're showing the whole thing right now.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little hard to stomach at the end here, but this is the raw, real, uncut like
Version of what happened.
of what happened. And we talked about this. Are we going to show this or are we not? Hunting is everybody who hunts. This happens. Sometimes you just don't see it. You don't see what happens in the expiration of the animal.
Right.
But so we got a moose right here.
Is this Canada? You
This
know?
is on the Mag Pro X. This is mounted
To a crossbow.
to a
crossbow.
crossbow. This person is using our product exactly the way we intended. They did a fantastic job of using the product,
filming it.
filming it,
Yo, look at that.
and
thing.
this is a world-class moose with a very cool rack on him, a
Yeah.
chocolate rack. He has a unique
It's
like
kinda
palmation.
bladed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at the patience on this gentleman. Like I would have shot already.
He's waiting for him to get just a touch
He's a
farther.
moose hunter, and this is not a common way to hunt moose.
What's that with a crossbow?
Elevated with the crossbow.
Oh.
This is not how you typically would hunt moose. You'd be out running around and calling and
Yeah. He's in a swamp somewhere. Look at that.
epic.
man.
So this for anybody who's not watching, you're just listening. He shoots this moose and he's like on the edge of a body of water, like a swamp of some sort. He's elevated, shoots this moose, like we said, with the crossbow, and then the moose runs out into the water, and that's where he actually expires.
And we're gonna flash over.
And so he shows him kind of going down in the it's not a pond or a swamp.
That's
That's
a
a lake.
giant lake.
It's a lake.
It's kind of a little
giant
slough
lake.
that goes off to
Yeah.
the side. And there's like a run. You can see where the moose
Yeah.
kind of walk,
Yep.
and this moose just expires right in front of him.
Right in the lake. Picturesque landscape, beautiful job of filming, awesome animal and harvest.
And the gentleman who submitted this, Mr.
Dustin,
thank you, Dustin Wienhoff. He was emailing me about this, and this animal obviously gets used, right? This animal gets completely used.
Yeah.
Just want to reiterate, because it's a little raw at the end for those of you who may not be hunters or etc. This is just part of hunting. Sometimes you see it and sometimes you don't.
Yep.
And this one was captured on film, and we wanted to show it in its full glory. That's not necessarily why it won.
Right.
But it was just an amazing encounter in a unique way, using a product that not many submissions got put in for. Not many people submitted with a crossbow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was very cool.
Picturesque landscape, unbelievable encounter with an unbelievable animal. Like you said, his patience and execution was unbelievable. He was using a product, like you said, that we didn't get a ton of submissions for with the Mag Pro X. So all in all, like all around execution, encounter, those are just all the things you're looking at. But
fast forward one more time. I want to talk about one other thing here. Mm-hmm. Give me that video one more time.
Yeah, where do you want it?
Get to where he's in front of him there. So right here, like the patience, right? Like I'd have shot right there. Being an inexperienced person hunting moose, I'd have been like, oh, that's my only opportunity. I'm letting it go. This guy, I mean, I'm telling you, look at the patience. He's probably could jump on that thing's back. Very impressed. But the thing that I wanted to point out is after this bull gets an arrow put through the Boilermaker here, you can hear Dustin call. And so this bull, I'm sure, it's the rut.
Yep. And he's trying to just keep him close.
He's trying to keep him close.
Probably the lake has a lot to do with it. He's like, I don't want him tearing out in the middle of this lake.
Exactly. So he's not filming, and my guess is that he's calling to let this bull know, like, hey,
I'm still here.
Another moose. I just hit you with my antlers, and I don't think he turns around and shows the footage.
He doesn't want to spook him.
Because he doesn't want to spook this bull off.
Because you see it go down when he turns. This is literally
he pulls
how
over.
he falls.
Yep.
And so, epic. I mean, I don't know where he's at, but I want to be there. I want to fish for smallmouth right there.
Or walleye or something.
It gives me like it's definitely in Canada.
Look at that beautiful mount, like just the range, all the colors.
Alaska.
It might be.
I feel like it could be, but I feel like that's got to be Canada.
It's got a Canada vibe to it.
We're going to find out.
We're going to find
Dustin,
out. Yeah.
You're going to tell us where you're from.
Where you were.
And
Yeah.
if you could make it to a freaking podcast, that's what you're going to tell us.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother part of it, yeah.
Yeah, Dustin, if you're listening, fantastic job. Thanks for sending that in. I don't know if you wanted the accolades on that or not, but you did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
We're blown away by that. And everybody
thank you.
who submitted.
Thank you to everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who submitted. Thank you to everybody who won. The 5 people that won, just thank you for using the product, sending us your footage. All of it. We appreciate the support big time.
Yep. If you're listening, you probably will have already received an email from either myself or Dev, just reaching out and saying, hey, you won, because we haven't done that to this point, but I think this will be released, the schedule. You'll have already received something. So if you are listening and you didn't know you won, go check your email. So Mag 5 2023.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. For next year, the easiest way that you can submit footage to us, it's real easy. Can you pull it up and show people?
Yeah, I'll take a screenshot of it.
So basically, you go to the website.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the captions as well.
You go to the website, right on the top.
Yeah.
Submission of your video. Click on it. There's a link. You just upload it from your cell phone. It's super easy.
Yeah.
And we can get it in the highest quality. So if you ever try to send us footage and you want us to see it, that is the best way, because lots of times you text
and you
it
might
over.
get to win something.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I think that's a wrap. Mag 5 2023 submissions. Thank you, everybody. And we'll catch you on the next one. See you later.
See ya.
Peace.